So this is Lo with Behind the Gloves, and I am joined now with Hill Steward. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Lo?
I'm good, good. Now, the last time I saw you was at the National Golden Gloves, but actually I didn't know until after you had left why you were even in Tulsa. You were there for Nico Ollie Walsh's debut.
That's right.
Yeah, and he's 3-0 now.
Yep, 3-0. As a middleweight, 3-0 middleweight.
Wow. Yeah, and I mean, 3 fights in 4 months, so y'all are keeping him pretty active.
Yeah, he's been pretty busy. He's just for me, he's just like a novice fighter. So it's best to keep him busy and to keep him in the gym. So one of the ways keeping him in the gym is to keep busy and just get him fights according to what he's learned. And that's the best way to move him, just like an amateur.
Right, right. Is he how's he progressing?
He's been progressing pretty good. He's got the 3 fights, and it's not a fast process. Everybody has a different learning curve. So, with him, it wasn't even me like trying to rush anything. It's just take his time, and however fast he learns is how he gets moved.
How would you describe his fighting style?
Uh, he's a versatile fighter. He likes to fight, and then he likes to box. So just kind of mix that up. He would always want to fight when I first started training him, and then all of a sudden, I don't like the fighting so much because it just takes so much wear and tear on your body.
Yeah.
I like the boxing. It's supposed to be the sweet science of boxing. So my goal is to teach him how to hit and not be hit. So he can do a bit of both, and it's just putting those things together at the right time, which will make him continue to grow.
Well, I mean, he's 3-0 now, so it's definitely working. When can we see him in the ring next?
Well, actually, he's scheduled for January the 29th back in Tulsa, Oklahoma again.
Oh, okay.
But
Awesome.
I'm not training him anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's new. Is there a reason?
It's a reason beyond my control. His manager name is Mike Joyce. You would have to take that up with him. I have no idea.
I
So
may have to ask him that.
yeah, give
Well,
Mike Joyce a call.
yeah, what's up with that? So shortly after that debut fight, you went into pretty much isolation with Team Fury and getting him ready for Fury Wilder 3. How was that? How was that camp?
Camp with Tyson Fury is always fun. Me and Tyson always have so much fun together, learning, messing around, and pushing each other. So training camp with Tyson is always fun. This camp here actually was different because I had to go over to England, spend some time over there because his newborn baby was in the hospital still, and everything went okay with that. Everything went well, actually great. And
Good.
he was just over there for that time. So we spent half the camp over in England and half the camp in the U.S. A bit different, but still came out victorious and always working hard and having multiple game plans and getting that knockout.
Yeah, that Kronk style knockout. So there's like a 6-hour difference. Was there like a bit of a adjustment period when you all had to come from England back to the US? Like, was there a period you all had to kind of just pump the brakes for a little bit and get readjusted?
I don't want to say that exactly. And then through my experience, the time zones don't bother me. So, but I know it bothers other people. And a lot of times I believe it's a lot of mental, just a lot of mental stress that you go through when you're going through the different time zones because of what you believe in. Just like when they say you're going up into the mountains to Colorado for the U.S. championships, and then everybody starts to panic and saying, I need to be up there 2 weeks in advance and all that stuff. Most of the things are just whatever you believe, whatever somebody's telling you or whatever you start to believe in is how you're going to start to react to certain things. So for me, it's not that big of a deal. For Tyson, he's been doing the traveling for so long. He knows how to come over to, from England to the U.S. Most of them, when they get here, when they get to the U.S., they just stay up all night. They stay up all day. And then when the nighttime comes, then they go to sleep. And maybe it takes like 2 days, maybe. Some days, sometimes for some people, I've seen them just walk right in and just fall right into line. So it's just whatever each person's body can endure and to adjust to.
Well, I'll tell you what, we watched that fight from home, and I think our house was just as loud as that arena because we were screaming and jumping on furniture, and it was wild. That was the craziest fight, like the craziest fight that I've seen that was not recorded, and I watched it on YouTube, like where I didn't know what was gonna happen. I mean, it was crazy. So, I mean, what was your game plan going into there?
The game plan was for a knockout.
Knockout. I don't know why I even asked you that.
Yeah, the game plan was for a knockout. The game plan was to knock out Deontay Wilder. That way, we don't have to hear any back talk, or and pretty much after that fight, things did die down. So nobody's arguing or complaining about the decision, or how the fight ended this time. And that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to just end that trilogy, in that battle with Deontay Wilder, knowing 100% who the better man was, who the better fighter was.
Yeah, no stone left unturned, that's for sure, and I think you all will definitely accomplish that. Um, so moving forward, I mean, everyone's kind of waiting for January 11th, which is, the purse bid for Fury and Dillian White. And I know you all don't have an opinion on who he fights next. At least that's what you say. Like, it's just whoever gets in that ring.
You
But
know me. You know me already. I don't
yes,
have an opinion on none of it. I
no,
don't
you
have an
don't.
opinion on it at all.
But I do have to
Now,
ask
who
because
you would want to fight? Yeah, who I would want to fight, who I would want him to fight would be just whoever's the best is. Whoever,
so who would you say is the best?
whoever says is the best. It, it doesn't even matter to me what I say who's the best, actually, because I mean you've got maybe what's the top four heavyweights out there, which is Tyson Fury. You've got Deontay Wilder, you've got Anthony Joshua, and you've got Alexander Usyk. So, any one of those three. How about Tyson fighting himself? So yeah, any one of those three would do.
I think he's
And,
already fought himself and won. So
yeah, so we could just scratch that one off the list then. So it's just three other
yes,
guys, or two other guys out there that's supposed to be, the top guys in boxing. So, and whoever else is coming up, who's ever on that verge, or whoever, yeah, I mean, who's ever out there, it doesn't even matter.
yeah,
It starts to be too difficult to say, oh, he should fight him or he should fight. Listen, Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight. Uh, Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight on the planet, and he's the man to beat. So I mean, he just wants to beat up everybody. It doesn't even matter to him who it is, the same as it doesn't matter to me who it is, because me and him both see the same results. It's just him knocking somebody out. That's it.
I think that's why you two work so well together and you all just mesh so good. And even like in the ring, I noticed like you knew what to do to dig deep and get him to keep, going even after the two knockdowns. So I feel like, and you probably agree with me on this, like your relationship with your fodder and with your trainer, it's instrumental to how successful you are.
I feel it's actually a big part, and maybe, and I should say, other trainers maybe don't feel that way, but that's the way I was taught by Emmanuel. Emmanuel taught me so much in boxing and in life, and one of those things is to, one of the things is to know your fighter.
Right.
I'll
Right.
just keep it that much simple, not go into details, but know your fighter, as
Yeah.
well as your fighter should know you. Obviously, maybe that's too much detail for people, and it might confuse them, but it's just as simple as that.
No,
Uh,
I mean, I totally understand it for sure. And I know Fury has said that he doesn't care about the belts, but he is essentially, one or two steps away from becoming undisputed. Has that crossed his mind at all? Have you all discussed that?
a lot of things cross our mind, but they don't stick to our mind. So yeah, we've talked about undisputed. We've talked about, and not even undisputed. It's like just beat whoever got all the belts. It's not real like, oh, I want to be undisputed. So it's just like whoever else is supposed to be a champion, go in there and kick their ass. And now there's only one champion. So it's not even really so much to say as, oh, I'm undisputed. It's just
Right.
to be the one only standing champion.
So
So I
I
mean,
will
but then
give my
that's
personal I'll give my personal opinion. I mean, I do want to see Dillian White get his shot, obviously, but I do want to see that mega fight with Usyk. And I looked this up because I'm funny about like numbers and dates and stuff. So I looked it up. The last undisputed heavyweight title fight between two undefeated fighters was Mike Tyson versus Tony Tucker in August of 1987. And exactly 1 year later was when Tyson Fury was born and named after him.
Same date and everything. Yeah.
Don't tell me that ain't a coincidence.
You got some research. You do some research out there, more than I know.
came prepared. So that's, I mean, I want to see them both because I think Dillian White, he deserves a fair shot, but that Usyk fight, that's the one for me.
Yeah, I mean, those are all good matchups. It's just, listen, myself and Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury wants to fight. I want Tyson Fury to fight. Doesn't matter who anymore at this point. No, I just feel Tyson is the best. So it doesn't even matter whoever wants to challenge the best. That's what we'll have. We'll have that for breakfast.
Yeah. Are there any up and coming heavyweights that stand out in your mind, like as that could be the next Tyson Fury?
I get asked this question a lot frequently now, so it's a question I don't really like to answer because I don't like to put other heavyweights below anybody else. But there's one that we always talk about who's in training camp with us all the time, and that's Jared Anderson, of course. So I always have to say his name. But there are other heavyweights out there, with talent, and that's that has a very good potential and a championship caliber, and possibly very, very possibly being heavyweight champion of the world as well. But right now, because training with us all the time, it's Jared Anderson who gives Tyson Fury his best work, and that's why we love Jared Anderson in training camp, because Jared is something special. He reminds us of Tyson Fury, actually, with the things that he does, his attitude, his work ethics, his athleticism, his endurance. A lot of those things are those things that Jared has. He just don't have the size of Tyson Fury, but Jared likes to get down. So me and Tyson we enjoy him. We enjoy being around him because it pushes Tyson, it pushes Jared, and the better Jared gets, the better Tyson's gonna get. And we just keep working off of that kind of a vibe. And that's the fun part about it.
His trainer too, Derry Riley. I love him. He's just the most down to earth person. Yes, I love him. I call him Mr. Vegas, and he eats it up. He wants me to call him that, so I do.
I'll make sure I see him. Next time I see him, I'm doing, "Hey, Mr. Vegas." He gonna be like,
"Yes," and he'll know where you got it.
What are you talking about, man? Where you get that from?
That was a perfect impression. So, speaking of like potential heavyweights for you, and not even just heavyweights, but world champions in any weight class, in your mind, what distinguishes a good fighter from what you would consider to be, they could be top of their division?
Like
if they just walked in the gym one day and you were just like, that could be a world champion.
Well, it takes a little bit more than just that, because you would need to have a very good eye to see somebody just walk in the gym and say, "Oh yeah, he's the one." Because it's a lot more than just being in the gym that affects these fighters. What's going on in their outside life also affects these fighters, and you've had a lot of great fighters or great athletes that have been boxing, but then they had something outside of boxing going on, and that took away from them, being that boxing superstar that everyone thought that he was going to be.
Right.
Whether it's his personal life or well, I just say it's his personal life. So whatever issues that happen in somebody's life, those things play a big part in how somebody proceeds in their career. Especially like, I could just say, "Oh yeah, it's him." Yeah, that'd be nice to say. Yeah, him. Nope, not him. Him. Yeah, no. Yeah. No.
Not like you're writing anyone off, but some people just like if somebody just sticks out to you, not that you're writing anybody off though.
Yeah, but it's like for me, I'm like, I don't want to be the one like, oh yeah, I can pick them. Like I'm something
Yeah.
special. You know,
But I
I
feel
have
like
to
you
watch.
could. I know you're not gonna say it, but I feel like you could.
I have to watch and I mean, sometimes you can look at somebody and say, oh yeah, but then it's not. Still, it's just whatever happens. You don't know what's going to
Right.
happen. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
very difficult to say. And for somebody to say it now, yeah, we've seen Emmanuel do it, you know, but the coming years it's taking him to even get to that point. So it's not
Yeah.
just like, oh yeah, and just start picking people. If it was that easy, you might as well play the lotto.
Yeah, well, your uncle is my husband's favorite trainer of all time because he had the most world champions. So, I mean, he's
Mm.
really like emulated a lot of what he taught just from, I mean, he's never been to your gym or anything, but he's emulated a lot of what he taught into how he fought.
Yeah, I'm pretty interested. You know, one day, you know, hooking up and bringing him to training camp, whether it's Tyson Fury training camp or just, you know, somebody else's training camp. You know, to have him around and to be able to watch him. You know, I know his
You're gonna be
dad.
shocked. And I don't say that because I'm his wife. I'm telling you. And I say it because I've seen other pros' reactions to him. I'm not gonna say what he does because I don't want to give it away, but I mean, you'll enjoy him a lot.
All right, well, hey, if you're knocking people out, you know, I enjoy that. You know, I know he's a big fella, big strong
Yeah,
fella. He come from the Hanshaw family, so they got a rich line of tradition in boxing. You know,
yeah,
his dad, Charlie, they go back buddies with Emmanuel. So I remember
yeah,
when I first started training fighters, I had to go to Ashland and had a
yeah.
Silver Gloves tournament. It was a regional tournament. It was a big snowstorm. It had to have been 1998, maybe, I think, 97, 98, one of those 2 years. But that was the first time I've been out of town with a fighter. Because the first time a crunk fighter has been out of town, and I don't know how long in years, maybe 12 years, maybe, or 15, who knows, but has even been out of town for a tournament. And I took a fighter named John Jackson out there, and he lost to Tion Kennedy. And
Okay.
he lost to
Yeah.
Tion Kennedy in the finals. And my fighter, John Jackson, only had like 5 fights, but Tion had like
Wow.
60 already. So it was a tough fight.
Wow.
He just lost because he was just out hustled a little bit, you know,
Yeah.
from not having that much experience. But yeah, he didn't get beat up or anything like that. It was a very competitive fight all the way through. And
Yeah.
yeah, just that snowstorm being in Ashland in that gymnasium. Uh, yeah, it seemed totally old school.
Yeah. Well, that old school boxing still exists in Ashland. So, I mean, you'll definitely have to come out and see what kind of fighting scene we got down here.
Yes, I definitely want to go back because that's actually for me. That's like one of the starting points, you know, in my career as a trainer was going to Ashland. Emmanuel didn't want me to go on that trip. He's like, "Nah, just wait till next year." And I was like,
Really?
he deserved it. Like he won. He won. You know, he won their states. You know, he deserved it. And I had just got me a brand new 1998 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and I'm like, this
Oh,
is Jeep
that was
Cherokee.
reason enough.
It can go anywhere. Forget the snowstorm, man. And yeah, we made it. You know, we went there, didn't have any problems. Had you know, yeah, we went there and it was a great experience for us and me for myself too.
Is that
So
where you
yeah,
met Charlie?
I'm sorry.
Is that where you met Charlie?
Yeah, actually it was because he was the
For
tournament
those
director.
listening, Charlie's my father-in-law, by the way. Just people that are listening.
Big Charlie Hanshaw.
Yes, yes, legend around these parts
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. So
Well,
I like that area too because you know, as you know, my family is from West Virginia as well. So close
right,
by.
right. West Virginia
Yeah.
boy for sure.
Yeah, that's where Emmanuel was born. Emmanuel, my mom, my aunt, they were all born in West Virginia.
Yeah, everyone here claims him. They don't say he's from Detroit. That's I don't care if the gym's there. I don't care if that's where his legacy's at. No, he's a
Yeah,
West Virginia boy in our eyes.
yeah, yeah. He's got those roots there, so yeah, you can't deny
Yeah,
that.
for sure. Hopefully, we get some answers soon on this, fight. I mean, it seems like every time Fury's got a fight, there's always something. If there's an arbitration or there's just, it's never a clean cut. sign the contract. Let's get it done. So
that's why you
hopefully,
see our attitude is like, just fight whoever. It doesn't even matter. It don't even have to be for any
yeah,
belts or anything like that. Just let that
right.
man fight. I had a great
It's
idea
never,
yesterday.
yeah.
I had a great idea yesterday. I won't tell anybody about it yet. I gotta wait.
You
But
can
it's
tell
the most
me.
brilliant idea ever. Nah, I can't say anything about it. But yeah, it was just something about the fight, So, but yeah, I didn't even know January 11th is the deadline date. I don't get into that stuff. That's extra
Yeah.
stress for me. You see, I try to stay looking nice and young.
Listen, I need to take that advice because
with no
not
stress.
only I'm like trying to get my husband off my hands because I'm like right now his promoter, because I'm a promoter out of West Virginia. And so I'm like trying to like somebody take this boy off my hands, please. So I'm trying to go your route for sure, trying to get out of that side of the business. I can just be like the supportive wife in the sidelines. I don't have to deal with all that.
Yeah, it's tough, but it's good experience, and you're learning it, and then the best way to do it is just to learn it. You pay attention. You're not trying to be cocky or anything like that, but learn and keep progressing, and just always looking to be better. When you look to be better, then you can't do anything else or expect anything else but to become better, because you're looking for those challenges and trying to improve all the time.
One thing about me is I take in what people say and I like to pick people's brains. I never want to get to a point where I feel like I know it all and like I know more than what I know. I'm very good about saying, I don't know. Teach me. So I feel like in a way that's what has got me opportunities that maybe other people didn't. They were more closed-minded because me, I'll shut my mouth and listen. I want to know about who paved the way and how they did it and how I can do the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounds like myself a bit.
Yeah.
They say you can't learn nothing if you're talking.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And if it stops getting better, it stops being good. And the only way it can get better is if you're learning.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Every day for me is learning. So I'm very thankful for that. And that's what keeps me going and keeps bettering me so I can help better others.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you so much for, taking time out of your morning to chat with me. I'm going to keep my eyes out for, the next update in his fight because we love a good Fury fight. So
when you find out, you let me know because I'll probably be the third, fourth to know. I mean,
you'll be the first one I text.
You may call me before Tyson calls me. Who knows? So
I'll try to beat him to it.
He's always calling me about, yeah, this is gonna happen. I'm like, okay, yeah. I said, please don't call me with this stuff again. Just call me when something is signed. Yeah, when it's signed and you got the date, venue, the opponent, the person, everything is figured out, then you can call me.
Yeah, if the ink ain't dry, then I don't want to know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and you have a wonderful rest of your day.
All right. Thank you, too. Great talking to you.
You too. Bye.
Hey, Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking this icon right here and hit the bell button below so that you can receive an alert every time we upload a new video.